How you guys going? This is my first YouTube video. This is an introduction to a series of ebooks, spiritual journals. Now, I suppose maybe let's start off with what is a spiritual journal. A spiritual journal is something that helps you build, or it's a spiritual practice that helps you build a solid spiritual foundation in your life. And I say spiritual foundation in your life, not in someone else's, because in religious and spiritual communities, we get way too caught up in other people. And as soon as you focus on other people, you lose yourself. This is where things get really messy and complicated, because people, funny enough, know or believe they know what is right for other people, and yet they don't know what is right for themselves. It becomes about unskilled helpers going around causing a whole bunch of problems and complications, not knowing what they're doing, and it becomes really ridiculous. And you see this in a lot of churches and religion and all these sorts of nature. And even spiritual people, you find a lot of spiritual people, including myself, who have gone around in life doing a lot more for others, and then you just get caught up with not having much left for yourself. So what you end up needing to do is cultivating a richer mindset, so you understand really the dynamics of life. And the only way if you're going to do this, and the Greeks said this a long time ago, is know thyself. And this is the title of my ebooks anyways, Know Thyself, Be Thyself. The better you get to know yourself, the better that you get to cultivate a better understanding of who you are on both sides. Your strengths, your weaknesses, the light and the dark, the love and the fear. In so doing, you can get rid of everything that is unnecessary. When it comes to the ego or comes to the physical, we're so drawn into or focused on the competitive nature of life, the lies, the delusions, that we really forget the truth. And the truth is something that's always going to set you free. The truth is the light, if this is, if I want to talk in terms of metaphors and religious terms and whatnot. But the truth is always going to be that thing that sets you free from the lies, the bondage, the curses, the delusions, and all these sorts of nonsense that it really is silly, that gets thrown around in this world. And what we buy into as well. This is something that we really get misled on. I encourage everyone to start their own spiritual journals. What you're going to find is any successful person from any walk of life always has a journal, he or she. They're always going to have their own if you want to say journals, notes, diaries, etc., etc. Another thing too is I would also say that journaling isn't necessarily a feminine or a masculine thing. This is going to be another silly conversation that people are going to be having in life, where is this a masculine thing to journal? Well, is it the right thing to be mature and grown up, and to be more sensitive to who you are and how life is, to be more aware and conscious of who you are and how life is, so you can be around the right people that are compatible for you and the right projects. That's more the question to be asking, is more about your own maturity rather than your own stagnation. There are sort of only two ways to be living. That's you're either growing or you're dying. And we're not talking about this in terms of the physical sense. We're talking about this in terms of the mental, emotional, and spiritual sense. Are you growing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? Or are you just stagnating and dying? So a spiritual journal is always going to help you cultivate these sorts of mentalities. A spiritual journal can also help you in terms of releasing, letting go, just venting of things and stuff like that. What else? I encourage people to use spiritual journals in a way that is something that is really right for them. There is no one size fits all. That's just nonsense. There is no one technique or practice that will help you in all areas of life. There's not one practice or technique that will help everybody in life. It just doesn't work like that. No spirituality or no religion has the stronghold on truth. Every religion or spirituality, when I say spirituality in terms of spiritual groups or communities, is always going to have loopholes and things of this nature. When you look at religion and churches and whatnot, it's stagnating. It drains people. It chokes people. It doesn't help people. It really hinders people in their growth. Now, I've come from a Christian background. I deeply respect all faiths, all churches and all doctrines and whatnot, but I don't necessarily believe that we should be going around telling other people what to believe. And it's the same thing with me. I'm just some guy. I want everyone to start focusing more on the intuition, focusing on what feels right for them. And one of the ways of first measuring that, because this is one of the things that we're going to have problems in life, this is the connection between the spiritual and the science, or religion and science, is being able to measure what we can't see, or measure what we don't know how yet to measure things. Right action, or right doing, right thinking, what is compatible for us in terms of people and projects, is always going to come down to who you are as a person and your foundation, your spiritual foundation. It isn't about controlling, manipulating, deceiving other people. That's just ridiculous. That's just it's just never going to work like that. And nobody cares to be interfered or intruded or manipulated or deceived in any certain way. And you can smell it on people anyway. You can see people if they're genuine or not. It's just written on their face. You can't fake it. I would say with your spiritual journals, one of the things, like again, I think I've mentioned before in terms of venting, but talking about your problems and issues. A story that I'm reminded of, I love to jog every day. And I think about 6 months ago, for months, 6 months plus, I was followed around by groups of girls as I was jogging out on the streets. At first, and this is when we start understanding more about who we are. Now, at first, this is something that is, it is what it is. You just accept it and you move on. But then over time, you start to become more aware of what is going on within yourself and how creepy and weird and all this sort of stuff it is. But the next level of maturity is then to understand yourself better and understand them better. This is something that I want everybody to understand in all relationships. Now, you can't make relationships work. They either do or they don't. It's as simple as that. And people who want to try and manipulate and deceive are really just really wasting their time. Just a whole bunch of fearmongers, to be honest. You'll find a lot of people trying to control other people just because they're too afraid of who they are. This is the thing. We are trying to get things in life to try and show ourselves or show people who we think we should be. You know, pat yourself on the back, this is what I've accomplished, etc., etc., but it doesn't mean it's right for you anyway, and it's always going to lead to an unhealthy mindset. It's always going to lead to more unbalanced and delusional mindset from people. So cultivating a spiritual foundation through spiritual journals is also another thing like that, is breaking down the illusions and the lies of life that we keep being sold onto, and speaking the truth. The truth is what sets you free. And again, this isn't anything new when you look at media and religions, all a bunch of brainwashing. I don't say that in terms of in a negative sense, because there's nothing purely negative or purely good either, but just that you have to know where you are in life and where you stand in life, so you know how to move forward in life. And life is more about letting go, unlearning, releasing of all the old programs and all these sorts of stuff, so you can speak more of your own truth, more of your own essence. And this is what people are afraid of. People are more wanting to control other people and all these sorts of stuff. So you don't have to look at yourself. And when it comes down to spirituality, you're going to find in the future, and this will be some time though, but you'll find in the future where there will be, nobody will ever take on a project or take on any kind of relationship if there isn't a solid spiritual foundation. But when I say that in terms of the right purpose, the right intent, the right motives, it comes from a pure heart. Your mind is always going to play tricks on you, your heart won't. But you have to know how to learn how to connect with your heart. And there is a heart science out there. This is just something to throw out there. I think it's called heart math science or heart math. I can't remember now. You can check on the internet, and that will let you give you some more information in terms of more of the intelligence is probably the better word of your heart. But never dismiss your brain as well, because we get caught up in terms of what is good and what is, sort of what is right and what is wrong, rather than always speaking about the truth. This is something that is really important for us in life. So I just wanted to make a quick video, just an introduction of sort of spiritual journals and how it can benefit you in just building a solid spiritual foundation in life. We always want to use these journals in the sense of uplifting our spirits. I have taken these journals that people typically write and that I've always written in my life anyway, I suppose, in certain points, to the next stage, and just really made them more available to the public. But I've made them more, they're still based on my personal experiences, they're just more socially sensitive and bringing the best in terms of trying to uplift awareness. But spiritual journal is always going to be about you and what you want. I also will drop my email down below. I'll also leave the link to the Amazon websites in terms of my spiritual journals. But send me an email. Let me know some of your experiences in terms of spirituality or religion and things of this nature, in terms of maybe some things that have gone right for you, or maybe things that haven't gone right for you, some problems and issues that you're currently going through. You're always going to find that the answers are always within yourself. They're not out there. It's not about trying to control other people and all these sorts of stuff. This is a lot of nonsense, a lot of rubbish. This is the biggest lie that we can sell ourselves. The title of my spiritual journals, I should say, is Know Thyself, Be Thyself. And it goes into stop giving your power away. The introduction of being is a true purpose to religion and spirituality. The reason that I've brought that up is because when people get into religion or get into any sort of spiritual practice, they lose themselves because they're trying to fit themselves into a structure, a system that they believe is the right thing. Now, I come from a Christian background, and you're going to find that Christians will put up their hand all the time saying that, well, I thought I was being a good Christian, I thought I was being this. When in a matter of fact, all you were concerned about was trying to change people because that's what you thought you were trying to do, coming from maybe a mentality of serving or sharing or things of that nature. I'm a guy that respects all faiths and all religions. It doesn't matter what background you come from. I do believe, and this is just my expression, I believe everyone should focus on your own intuition, your own heart, and what is right for you. That you have to really clean up and unlearn, deprogram a lot of the lies that have been sold to you. If I can quickly go back maybe to Christianity for a second, you're going to find that a lot of Christians, in the sense of money, that somehow maybe God will give us money, or somehow I can't ask for money. There are going to be a lot of mishaps and misconceptions when it comes around money. And your job is to find out the right solutions for you, because I can come up with a whole bunch of stuff for it. Anybody can come up with a whole bunch of things when it comes to that particular area, but it doesn't mean it's the right information for you. So this is what is most important. What is most important is for you to find out through your journaling what is the right information, the right belief structure or belief systems that you cultivate for yourself. Because when you get into any spiritual practice or any religion, there already is a doctrine or a system already set up for you. But what is going to happen, and again, this is anything new, and it may offend some people, but it is what it is, and people eventually go through a lot of hardships if they don't seek the truth for themselves, is that religion and spirituality are always going to drain you if you don't practice it in the right way that is right for you. That's all it is. You're never ever going to have the life that is right for you and right for the people around you if you're trying to be something that you're not. This is what's really important with building a spiritual foundation, is really just getting rid of all the nonsense that we've been told to be true in our lives. I think I'll stop it there because I could rant on forever about this sort of stuff. I just wanted to leave, again, a quick video in terms of an introduction of just why spiritual journaling is important, why you should be doing this for yourself. Again, a quick tactic would maybe do it over 7 days. Find something that is most prevalent in your life that you need to be working on, and you'll find the synchronicities and the solutions to your problems as you move forward in life, or I should say through that week, to help you solve those sorts of things. I'm going to leave it at that because I will keep on going. Check out again my spiritual journals. I've already written them in the past. What you'll find is that my value systems are slowly starting to change anyway, enriching these spiritual journals, and you'll slowly start them to change to sort of be more uplifting and really cultivate the right mindset, or help people cultivate the right mindset. But whenever you read something or whenever you're listening to something, always use your intuition to find out what is most important for you. Don't get caught up into, if it sounds good, because it can sound good, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's right for you in this particular moment. But the truth is always something that's going to ring in your ear for a lifetime. It really is as simple as that. The truth is something that is going to, you can't hide from the truth because it only leads to more pain and problems. That's all it does. Again, I'll leave it at this. Drop me an email of any problems or even things that have gone right in your life that maybe in terms of your spiritual practices or religious practices that maybe you have a story or some questions on. So thank you so much. I wish you all the best.